The Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ is still one of the most well-rounded SUVs you can buy today. Even by modern standards, it holds its own. It's comfortable, capable, and practical. But inside, it's ancient. No touchscreen, no Bluetooth, no smartphone integration. The factory radio is so outdated that it feels like something from a time when people were still arguing over Blu-ray versus HD DVD. I wanted to fix that, but I wasn't about to slap some oversized tablet onto the dash like a cheap rental car upgrade. I wanted something that looked like it belonged there. Modern, but factory-ish. A bigger screen, modern features, without blocking forward visibility. So after a bit of searching, I landed on a full in-dash replacement unit that brings Android Auto and Apple CarPlay to the WJ without making it look like an afterthought. And today I'm going to walk you through the good stuff, the quirks, and whether or not this was actually worth doing. I'll give credit where it's due. Jeep actually didn't do a bad job with the WJ's factory audio system. The stock speakers are solid, and for its time, the head unit did everything you'd expect, but by today's standards, it's completely outdated. No touchscreen. Every interaction is done through buttons or knobs, which is not such a bad thing. But there's also no Bluetooth streaming, so you're either using CDs or a cassette adapter like it's 2005. No built-in navigation or any smart integration. You're either relying on a phone/GPS or your co-pilot. And yes, you can get by using a phone mount, but that comes with its own issues. Wires everywhere, blocking vents, blocking your windshield, overheating the phone, and just feeling bleh. I wanted something fully integrated, something that's actually felt like part of the Jeep. So I found a factory fit enough kit on AliExpress that checked all the right boxes. It comes with a wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay head unit, no cables needed for phone connectivity, a matching dash bezel so it actually fits the WJ's interior without looking out of place, and a wiring adapter for the 2002 and up WJs, plug and play for the later models. And if you have an earlier WJ, no problem. This kit also includes a standard harness adapter, which lets you splice into the factory wiring, which is exactly what I did on my 2000 model year. One small catch, if you want to retain the steering wheel controls, you'll need to run a separate wire directly from the steering wheel instead of using the factory radio connection. Not a big deal, but something to be aware of. Let's talk about fitment. A lot of modern infotainment systems, especially aftermarket ones, just stick a screen on top of everything else. You see it in Toyota, Tesla, and a lot of new cars where the display floats above the dashboard like an afterthought. It's something I despise and I was looking to avoid. I wanted something integrated, something that felt natural in the dash. This kit delivers on that. Once installed, the screen sits flush in the dash, or flush enough. There's zero weird gaps or awkward angles, no oversized bezel, no mounting bracket that looks like an afterthought. Just a clean, factory enough fit that blends into the interior instead of standing out. For performance and features, this is where things got interesting. Because let's be real, this thing is just an Android tablet with a custom ROM, and I expected that. What I didn't expect was that it came pre-installed with Facebook. Now, stock Android usually comes with a basic set of apps. Gallery, Chrome, a file manager, settings, stuff you expect. But Facebook, on a head unit, that's a new one. That aside, let's talk about the actual performance. The screen brightness is surprisingly good. Even in direct sunlight, glare isn't an issue and it still gets dim enough to not hurt my eyes while driving at night, which is impressive because I'm a low brightness on everything kind of guy. Touch responsiveness is very snappy, no lag or input delay. The resolution is solid for its size. At 1280 by 720, this viewing distance, it meets Apple's Retina display standards, which, while not free of criticism, means that at typical viewing distances, everything looks nice and sharp. I've also tested it with gloves, and at least with mine, the touchscreen works fine. So if you're in colder weather and don't want to take your gloves off while driving, it's got you covered. One thing I haven't touched on yet is call quality, so let's fix that. Right now I'm going to do a quick recording using the built-in mic, both while parked and then while driving on the freeway.
Is talking at a normal volume while parked with the engine off. This is testing the in-car microphone. I'm currently traveling about 60 miles an hour, and this is a pretty reasonable volume to be speaking at when in the car if you're talking to your passengers. Depending on how that test went, I might end up talking like this for extra clarity if the microphone doesn't pick up my voice well enough. However, I wouldn't want to go much louder than this volume because I just don't like to raise my voice. So this would be kind of this is me leaning into the dashboard, talking it in between the two volumes, so that if neither of those work, maybe this does.
So now, if you're thinking about getting one of these, you know exactly what the people on the other end of your call can expect. After using this setup for a while, here's what's actually better about it on my day-to-day drive. Navigation is way easier. No more fumbling with my phone or mounting it somewhere. Maps are right there, full screen. Music and calls are effortless. No cables, no Bluetooth pairing issues, just start the Jeep and everything connects automatically. The dash setup is cleaner, no phone mounts, no extra cables, just a modern setup that fits the interior. Since this thing runs on Android, I was able to install Torque Pro on it. So with that, I'm able to double check that my check engine light is the same one I know is there, and I'm able to monitor things on the fly like the current vacuum amount, check for misfires or anything like that. So overall, I actually got more than I bargained for. Another bonus that I quite appreciate is how fast this thing boots up. A lot of head units take their time turning on, especially cheaper ones, but this thing, it's ready to go in just a few seconds. It also has support for backup cameras, though I didn't buy that version of the kit, so I can't comment on how well that works or the quality, but it takes standard RCA plugs, and if you're looking for that feature, it's available, though I'm not quite sure how you wire up the reverse switch to the radio. You're gonna have to figure that one out. So for the price, this thing is a steal. Good fitment, check. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, check. Bright screen, good UI, and no dashboard clutter, check. So before you settle on your existing head unit, consider this. It's an affordable, easy way to modernize your Jeep without losing its character. If you've installed something similar, or if you can tell me why a radio needs Facebook, drop a comment below.